Okay, here we are, part 2 of this 2-part lesson for the particle ni. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, you can go watch that first, link right here. Alright, jumping right into it, the next use of the particle ni that we'll be looking at is conveying purpose. This is usually used when you're going somewhere, but instead of going to a particular location, you're going with a particular purpose. So to clear this up with an example, 映画を見に行きます. I am going with the purpose of seeing a movie, or I'm gonna go see a movie. Notice how we have the shortened form here, the verb 見る, or to see or to watch. That is the verb that is showing the purpose. You are going with the purpose of seeing a movie. 友達と食べに行きました. I went to go eat with my friend, or I went with the purpose of eating with my friend. This is a little bit more advanced, and I honestly don't use this form of ni all that much in everyday speech, so if you don't quite get it yet, you can take some time to mull it over, just know that it exists. Okay, moving on to the next use, and this is a pretty big one. Ni can be used as a marker for an indirect object. So this is that exception that I was mentioning in part 1 that is not so much a preposition as a marker. So it comes after usually the person to whom or for whom the action is done. So as a refresher, the particle o marks the direct object and the particle ni marks the indirect object. So careful not to get those two confused. Let's head into the examples. 私は友達にチョコレートをあげました. I gave chocolate to my friend, or I gave my friend chocolate. Or you can even drop that subject off at the beginning and just say 友達にチョコレートをあげました. This one is a bit more important, so I would take that time to get it down, but as long as you have a pretty good understanding of what an indirect object is, you should be fine. Okay, finally, the last use that I'll be going over is a way to indicate the source of something, and for this we'll have to use the causative or passive form of a verb, which again is a bit more advanced. I have not had a lesson yet on these verb conjugations, so bear with me, this is just more of an intro. So by passive tense, what I mean is saying something like, the tree was planted by someone as opposed to someone planted the tree, or I got yelled at by my teacher. That would be a passive form. And the ni would be tagging not the subject in the sentence, but the source of that action, so like the teacher who was yelling at me. I'll explain with an example. 私は蚊に刺されました. I got bitten by a mosquito. So I, or 私, is the subject of the sentence, and then the mosquito, or ka, is the source of the action since it's the one that did the biting. And then 刺されます is the passive form of the verb 刺す, or to sting or bite. 蚊に刺されました. Another one, 友達に助けてもらいました. I received help from my friend. So it means the same thing as saying, my friend helped me, but it's in the passive form. Okay, that's it for today. Do you see why I think this is the hardest particle? Although really, once you start to break it down, it's totally doable, and ni is used all the time, so you'll have plenty of practice. Just be careful not to get it confused with any other particles like de. If you're a beginner, don't worry too much about those advanced uses for now, and at least for those very basic general uses for location and time, aren't really all that hard. You just need to practice them. Let me know if you have any questions about ni in the comments section, and I will do my very best to help you out. And let me know what other lessons you'd like to see from me as well. Good luck with this particle, at least it's downhill from here. I'll see you next time, and happy learning.